Well, we can beat up some.
Greetings, everyone.
Hi.
We can beat up some animals in a zoo.
No animal cruelty.
You just see Joe going to a zoo beating up animals again.
I don't want PETA on my ass.
Well, we found an entire zoo down here. We can do.
And most of the things aren't pettable.
I don't want a fight club made out of animals.
I want to pet the animals.
No, you get to fight the rhinoceros.
No, I want to pet it.
Kazzrann is so small.
And there are many big monstery things. Anyway, welcome to Children of Rath, now that we're, like, no longer insane.
We're always insane, man, you know that.
Listen, this group is just the insane group. That's how it works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Team
it's
insane.
Like ICP with less clowns.
We're playing D&D.
So, IC. Or IP.
We're on Dominaria.
Oh, you do?
Magic the Gathering World. And these crazy people bought a house and are going to Wizard College.
Do we put a red nose on our skeleton?
Why?
Only for Halloween.
Make him look like a clown.
I hate clowns, no.
Same. Hard anti-clown policy.
Clowns?
And then you'd have a nose.
No. I mean, you could just glue a nose onto him. You just, like, chop another person's off and just glue it on there.
No, I wasn't trying to go there.
Make one out of clay.
I can turn into a nose and just hang on his face.
Dear God. Dear God.
You're a nose monster?
Yeah, I'm
Anyway.
Munchkin.
Anyway. Let's play. So, yeah. God, hey, I remember to do something that I keep forgetting to do. Introductions for people, like, who their characters are and how they're doing, with things that are going on. I haven't done this in, like, 10 sessions, because I forgot totally about it. We don't have a Wintress today, so Claud. And Joe, Claude, /
I'm a Claud.
Claude.
No, I am not Claude.
But Joe and Claude have merged together into one being.
Clo.
Claude's got enough problems, you don't need me in his head, too.
Wow.
I have enough problems, I don't need Claude in my head.
Sure you do.
But I'm Claude, and we found a zoo.
Mm-hmm. They find a zoo. It's a magic zoo.
Now we just need a magic school bus to get people here.
Hop on the magic school bus.
We move over to Lee playing Maxwell.
Hey, that's me. I forgot. Were we supposed to actually do intros?
I don't know.
Now, yeah.
I stopped intros for a while, and I kept forgetting to do it. Because then I was like, I should do intros again. I remember today. For once.
Well, I guess Max himself is doing good. He's very much thinking about how to make this whole zoo thing lucrative, so that's kind of been on his agenda.
Mm-hmm. And then we have Fish as Kaz. Next.
Man, Kazzrann is just stressed.
Oh.
He just wants to go to school at this point. How weird is it that you're so stressed that your solution is I want to go to school?
You just want to hang out with the giant kraken.
I want to see my good boy Slithna Carthrokink.
Mm-hmm.
I still remembered his name. It's been a hot minute, but I still remember his name as Slithna Carthrokink.
Yes, you want to hang out with Kinky Boy.
Slithna Carthrokink.
Mm-hmm. And then we have Mads as Carrie.
Hi! I'm here! And Carrie's also here, and very, very sad that she can no longer talk to nature itself. And also, you know, there's some fun things that have been going on. Possession by weird eldritch entities. You know, the normal.
Yeah.
Mental conversations with things.
That old chestnut. Eldritch entities possessing your brain and attempting to use you as a conduit into this reality.
We've all been there.
Mm-hmm.
We
Thanks
have
to her
all been
taking
there.
a random potion that some old witch gave her.
Listen, out of everyone in the party, who are the two most likely to do that? Carrie, the drug addict, and Kazzrann,
The mad scientist.
the mad
Well,
scientist.
we didn't know there was an evil witch hanging out in our garden.
To be fair,
No,
I did try to
she was
stop
pretty
Carrie.
cool.
I did try. I'm just so much smaller.
You tried to stop Carrie because you wanted to drink the
You
potion.
can't prove that.
You literally said it.
You know,
It's
you
in the
can't prove it.
VODs.
There's no evidence.
Video evidence.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna hack the database.
Uh-huh.
I
So
have
yeah.
no computer knowledge, but I'm doing it anyway.
So that kind of summarizes a lot of what happened. Carrie took some magic drugs and was able to speak with animals. Decided to go speak with a horrible eldritch entity which attempted to possess her. They took care of that ish, and then they found a magic zoo. Good times. Good times.
Hey, if you guys don't want to charge for admittance, we can sell the animals.
Again, I don't think we can like monetize this weird underground chamber full of animals from all over the planet.
Well, selling the animals is kind of a good idea because then we wouldn't have to take care of them and.
Oh,
we'd
I'm
get
like
money.
almost positive they're self-sufficient, seeing as how we just got here.
Yeah, but I don't like responsibility.
Well, we have no responsibility. We can just close the door and never talk about it again.
But you have a pet.
You do also have a pet. Who's also pretty self-sufficient.
Also pretty self-sufficient, and also I'm pretty sure Wintress is the one feeding Novus.
And you have a
Yes.
bird.
The bird is some kind of mystical construct.
Sadia is like,
The bird does not need taken care of. The bird takes care of itself.
Sadia is fine. We don't need to worry about the bird.
Mm-hmm. No, you don't! It is excellent that you remembered my name! Hello there!
Hi, Sadia.
What do you
I fucking
think about
love your
this
voice
zoo?
so much.
How fascinating! I don't know anything about any of these creatures. My encyclopedic knowledge really only pertains to the nature of my abilities and your own abilities. I really wasn't designed with knowledge of anything else in mind.
Can you,
Excellent!
Okay, we still support you.
Can you learn
Good question. That would
Oh
get
yeah,
into-
would you like to be enrolled in the college as well?
Not in particular.
All right.
We probably don't want questions about him being raised anyway.
It's just a weird bird we found. What the- you
That
know.
talks?
And as a construct,
Weirder things exist in the world.
That's something I
You're
do
not
know
Weirder
about.
wrong.
things exist in this group.
yes.
You're
if
still
you
not
don't
wrong.
want certain groups at the college to know about.
I know, yeah.
I think that would include our bird friend here.
So the general consensus is close the fucking door and forget this exists. Alright.
For now.
Mm-hmm.
I
can
don't know.
monetize it at a later date.
Again, I don't know how.
I'll find a way.
If anyone could, it would be you.
This is an accuracy. Alright, so we kind of close things up. Is there anything else you want to do around your household? Or are you just going to are we going to kind of move into schooling for now?
I want to get educated.
Yeah, let's get some education.
Alright,
I'm ready for some education.
so you'll begin...
Eventually, we'll figure out. Oh, we'll figure out eventually what to do with the witch.
Uh-huh. That comes down to
You
some of the
seem
questions I want to
self-sufficient.
ask. Because we'll kind of, like, move through time here a little bit as you kind of, like, begin to go to classes, continue to fix up the household as you have time to do so, get some of the basic repairs in and things like that. At the current point in time, I'm going to assume you're not going to be opening any more random doors for now.
The consensus on that was leave them locked. We don't know what's in there, and it could just kill us.
The ones you opened didn't seem great.
Yeah, let's just keep it closed. Some things are better not left unseen.
And
Good.
no more just hitting that one stone wall door on the top floor. That is apparently actually a portal to other dimension.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
I mean, we didn't know. Hitting it with a giant magic fist seemed as good a solution as any.
It's good
Although
at the
we
time.
do have a portal to other dimensions.
I don't think we can monetize that either.
That people die when they go through.
Oh, no, I didn't know
Was
that.
that confirmed, or did we not know that?
That was confirmed. I just forgot.
Oh, yikes.
Well, if we need to get rid of anyone,
I'm on board, actually. Yeah, okay.
I just realized something. You actually have someone that can travel through the blind eternities because they're already fucking dead.
Yeah, 2 people.
I wouldn't suffer any debilitations from that.
The very energies that would destroy your soul don't affect you because you're technically already undead.
I don't know how it would affect me.
That's kind of weird.
Let me put it this way. In one of the normal Magic storylines, one of the big bads tried to invade another plane, and the way he did it was summon an army of the undead because you can pull them through from other dimensions without trouble.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how that would work for me.
Yeah, you're different.
I might survive.
You might not either. You're an unknown. It might be not a good idea for you to go. But if you need to try to explore different realities, you could send Maxwell, and Maxwell alone.
Not gonna go alone.
I'll think about that.
He wouldn't know how to get back. Anyway. So yes. Is there anything you're doing with the lady?
I don't know what to do with this.
She ain't no lady.
Witch.
Mm-hmm.
She seems self-sufficient.
No, she's in constant pain.
She's in constant pain and also, I don't know, pretty cool to be.
She wants your blood.
And? A lot of people want my blood.
We don't like it. It's bad to give people your blood. Generally, I think. I mean, I don't know. I've never given someone my blood for magic.
Hospitals. You give
I don't
blood to
know if that's
hospitals.
I don't know if that's a thing in Dominaria.
Not in this version of reality.
I don't know. Maybe you could give a blood transfusion. I don't know enough about magical science.
There's like blood magic, which is normally not a good thing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, normally it's healing is magic. Magic solves most things. Magic or magic-based technology that uses magical energy.
Or simple bandages.
Mm-hmm. That tends to be 95% of everybody's answers to everything.
Hey, I'm dead. Someone find me a cleric.
I mean, there are spells for that, but they usually don't result in a very good return.
Fuck, that reminds me. Kazzrann wants to go shopping for magic supplies.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you might be able to get some stuff at the college.
Specifically,
Maybe the
diamond.
college bookstore has some stuff.
Yeah, but this is gonna think Karen's gonna ask for donations because Kaz can't afford the specific things that will help all of us.
Okay.
I'm going to need 300 gold from everyone. I promise it's only to make sure you never die again.
I have that. Don't we also still have group loot too?
It's true.
We have 5,387 in the group loot.
Alright, well, let's see.
You did get the house for pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, so I have to go through my head how many fucking people are in the party now. Wintress, Carrie, and...
Pray tell, what
Max.
is this gold for?
I need to purchase diamonds. They are a required component for the spell Revivify, which, should you die, will allow me to return you to life.
You're not sure if
I'm
it would
already
work...
dead.
Yeah, you're not sure if it'd work on Maxwell.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll work on you, but better safe than sorry.
We only need to give gold? Man, didn't we get like a butt ton of that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's why I said we have over 5,000 in the group fund.
I just
Can
need
you-
to figure out how many diamonds I need to buy.
Can you only perform this once, or is this dependent on the amount of diamonds you have?
Within a minute of death. And it requires, and the diamond is consumed every time I cast the spell.
So you need more than one diamond.
Hence why I'm, trying to figure out how many people there are in our group again, because there's a lot.
5, including yourself.
No,
don't
because
include
there's also
yourself,
Latula.
Latula,
I can't cast it on myself.
Yeah,
Latula,
exactly.
Hang, and Radiant.
So
Which again,
so I need 7.
The 3 people you're really unsure of if it would work on are Claud, Maxwell, and Radiant, because she's got a really strange nature too.
Would that also work on a demon?
Probably because she's technically not full demon, so Carrie it should work on.
I have like a half a soul.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so it'll half work. Got it.
7.
What about 7?
That's how many diamonds I need.
Well,
I thought that was how much.
And this is assuming this would work, right,
that also
Kazzrann?
would be the whole party dropping. We probably don't need that.
No, here's the thing. I'm going to get these diamonds. Everyone is going to keep 1 diamond on their person. That way we don't have to go fumbling around the bags to find a diamond should someone die.
Mm-hmm.
We can have them put on like a fucking necklace or friendship bracelet or some shit. I don't know. So long as it's on each of you.
What sort of witchcraft allows someone to come back from the grave? This sounds like heresy to me.
The one that you know is your whole shit.
You're literally a skeleton. What the
You
fuck are you on about?
walking necromancy.
I was gonna say Maxwell can keep his in his eye socket.
As soon as you said that, I just couldn't help it because that was perfect.
I broke Matt.
Oh, God.
Yes, it is necromancy. Sure. Who gives a shit? We all do crazy things all the time.
Like I said,
Also-
Maxwell can keep his in his eye socket.
Look, it's also not easy to find these diamonds worth 300 gold. Most places won't have them. So, I'd rather have a surplus purchased here than not have enough later.
Mm-hmm.
So we would need $2,100.
Yes. I'm willing to just take it out of the group fund if everyone else is. I can't afford it by myself.
I say that's fine.
I am okay with this as long as I get to have 2 in both of my eyes.
No, why?
Because I can't leave the just 1 by itself.
I'll
That's
put
not how
a
eyes
different
work.
rock in there. I can't, like...
I will chip in a little bit of my own money so I can have a matching diamond eye, good sir.
Alright, fine.
I'm a man of aesthetics and I need the greatest for my eyes.
Okay. Sure. I'll
Amazing.
take an extra...
You said it was 300,
from
Kazzrann?
you. Yes, 300.
Amazing. I will give you 300 at this instance.
Well, can we even get 8 diamonds?
Probably.
We can certainly try, and also you should let me haggle to see if we can get a discount.
No, because then it's not worth 300.
What do you mean?
It has to
The
be worth
diamond has to be worth 300 gold. If you haggle, the diamond is no longer worth 300 gold. For some reason, some spell components are dependent on capitalism.
This sounds a bit absurd, but I'll adhere to that reasoning.
I don't figure out how it works, but whatever, we'll go with it.
Okay, everyone can add 1 diamond to their inventory.
Well, except for
Except
Maxwell, who
for
has
me.
2.
Except for Maxwell's 2, and except for me, it was none because I can't bring myself back from the
Well,
grave.
right, he's holding 1 for you in case we need find someone who can do it for you.
Sure.
All right, I take off the I take off the mask. I look away. I pop both of them into my eyes, and I'm like, so what do you think?
Looks
What
like
happens?
tiny pinpricks of light within
What
your eye.
happens when he puts
You look like
the,
a fucking fool.
What happens when he puts the human guys on?
He's got
And it's
diamonds in his
rattling around in there.
He's got diamonds in his eyes. His eyes just have this unusual shine to them.
They just twinkle.
Oh god. Alright, so you got diamonds. You're leaving rooms around alone in the household. You're fixing it up. You're ignoring both zoo and witch for now, and going to school. Great. All right.
Zoo-witch.
So
We're not putting the witch in the zoo. We can't. She's chained up in the house.
We still haven't freed her.
No, because we haven't decided if that's what we want to do. We don't know if it's a good idea to release a weird, possibly crazy evil witch on the world.
Fair.
Who is bloodthirsty.
Literally.
Mm-hmm. She is indeed bloodthirsty.
She literally thirsts for blood. Is she a vampire?
You don't know.
That'd be
Her
sexy.
house looked a little warm and sunny, so probably not. But then again, you don't know all types of vampires, so...
Yeah.
Is she an Asian vampire?
No.
What?
I think she's just a witch.
I think she is shaped like a friend.
She's very much not.
She's shaped like a friend.
Yes, I think she is shaped like a friend, and if I ask nicely, perhaps she will let me talk to new creatures again.
Because it went so well last time.
Is there anything any of you want to do during some of your free time? That's the question I'm going to ask to each of you. We'll kind of do the basics. I'm going to start with, so Claude, is there anything in particular you want to like look up, do during your free time? This is not fixing up the house. This is not going to school and doing all your schoolwork. This is while you're doing all your studies. I know that you were going for historical stuff, historical magic, pack magic, kind of things like that. Things that you can learn about, like stuff like more types of transformation magic, stuff like that. You're kind of diving into all of that.
I would try to spend some extra time in the library, trying to see if I can find anything else about these shadow people.
All right, then. Give me.
I'm very much concerned about these people showing up.
Give me a history check with advantage then. All right, I'll let you know what you find out. Max, is there anything that you want to do in particular while you have some time? Like, what would you do in your downtime?
Yes, I actually forgot because there was something I wanted to do. Is it possible I can buy one more diamond?
A third diamond?
Yeah.
Sure?
Does Latula have one or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it, dude. I was going to give her a diamond. Be all romantic and stuff.
I mean, you could still give her a diamond to be all romantic.
But she already has one, so it's like pointless.
She has one to save her life. Not for like
romance. How about I just give you the diamond to give to her?
I'm okay with that, yeah.
Of course, just remember, if we have to use it on her, it'll be gone.
Oh, I know.
Yes.
I mean, that's why I have 2 in my eyes, dude.
You got
just
backup.
in case.
You got backup diamond, just in case.
And again, the spell only works if it's done within a minute of death.
Right. I'll hold on to hers and just keep it in my back pocket for the appropriate time. Okay. I don't really have anything I want to do.
Okay. Kaz, what is it that you're going to be working on?
I'd like to create life. I got this cool ass power stone and a robot in my bag.
You do.
So I'd like to Frankenstein this motherfucker. Do I know how to do that? No. Well, apparently I do. I do have the Golem Smith feature. Which should allow me to do it. Right?
Theoretically, yes.
Cool. In my spare time, now that I have effectively fully repaired the Golem, my spare time will now be spent figuring out how to integrate the Power Stone into its being.
Okay.
Also drugs.
Also drugs.
Are you gonna hold the Power Stone up in the air and yell, "I have the power"?
I will not. I will, however, do some maniacal laughter.
Maniacal laugh. Maniacal laugh.
Ha 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 ha.
Is there anything else? Oh yeah, I'm joining a frat. I forgot.
You were joining a frat. Yes.
The Society of Mishra.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be initiated.
I'm not getting hazed. They can try to haze me, and it will go badly for them.
So yeah, you could join the society. It seems fine.
We're just a bunch of transhumanists, you know?
Mm-hmm. Just a bunch of transhumanists who are looking to, you know, improve things.
I'm gonna show off my lungs.
Those are some very fine lungs you've got there.
What do you pull them out of your throat?
No, I just have the blueprints.
Yeah, how do you show off your lungs?
Blueprints, and I can cast Gust of Wind with just my breath. It's still a lot of research.
Just make sure you use a breath mint first.
I will not. It took a lot of work and a lot of research, but eventually, yes, I was able to fully replace my lungs. Without surgery.
You know, I heard tell there's ways to replace more of your organs. Perhaps we can look into that. You can assist
I mean, I'm willing to give it a shot.
Excellent.
Wow, you're sinister about this whole thing. I'm just curious.
It's just the way I talk. Don't worry about it.
Alright, if you say so. Can I insight check to make sure I'm not dealing with, like, a super villain?
Sure.
Great. I don't want to, you know, accidentally, like, do a war crime. I don't know. I don't know shit.
He seems
Probably fine.
He seems on the up and up. He'll like kind of turn around from you and go like, yes, excellent, excellent. It seems all fine.
Just, you know, he just has some dogs with bees in their mouth.
Exactly.
I will, again, never be showing off my cool Phyrexian friends to this individual.
It sounds like a good idea. Yes, but the Society of Mishra will talk. Well, they'll like kind of explain to you, like, you know, like. It seems as though, like, you know, they'll kind of talk about, like, it's so good to improve upon yourself and find ways to it. The thing is, we've been looking into it, and, well, you know, it's one of those things that some of the ancient peoples around here, in some of the ancient empires, worked on. Improving oneself, evolving oneself, changing one's body, completing it more. The problem is that we see it that society is not ready for this kind of thing. We have to make them ready.
Well, I mean, I don't know. You could just, like, say, fucking, who gives a shit what society thinks and do it anyway. That's my general, you know, modus operandi.
We believe in the improvement of all. We understand that you can't just force it into people, though. No. You have to convince them that it's their own idea, or it's a good idea.
What?
Think about you. New and improved lungs.
That's because I don't want to worry about, like, drowning or anything, and so that I can just sit in the bag for a long time.
Did my tag not get upgraded?
Oh, yeah, you know, your tag still says Legacies of Kain.
Frick. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah, I don't trust this man. I know I got a 7 on my insight check, but he's saying things that I'm like, heavy side eye on that.
There we go. Now it's in the correct one. Thanks, Blaze.
You see, it's not that I don't necessarily think we need to improve everyone. I think instead we should present the resources so people can improve if they want.
Texas, you got a typo there.
Do I?
School is Alway fun?
No, that's right. It's Alway fun. School is Alway fun.
Always fun. Okay, always fun. School always fun. All the way. I should have kept it the same. It would have been better. His response would be, yeah, but the thing is, we see it this way. A lot of the ancient civilizations died out because they could not adapt to the problems at hand, and we're not ready. That's why we feel everyone should be improved. What happens with the next strange apocalyptic event comes to our world?
I suppose it just seems like we shouldn't force these changes on the people because that gets a little tyrannical and it's bad. And then convincing them that it's their idea just also is incredibly manipulative, which is also bad.
Well, it's less that we're going to force them to understand that it's a good idea, and more that we're going to present it to them in such a way that they will automatically understand it's such a good idea. We're going to show them things. Show them things that make the argument not an argument, but just presenting what is fact. You see, we can see that not only were a lot of the ancient civilizations masters of this type of technology, but the very technology you're using was done by other groups. Say the Phyrexians. Now the Phyrexians, they were violent, they were dangerous. They invaded and killed a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
But the idea of improving oneself is not a terrible idea.
No, forced conversion is a terrible idea, though.
And that's where we take a step back. We're not forcing conversion or forcing improvement. We're making them want it. Presenting the advancements of it and convincing them that the advancements aren't bad. Then they will desire it, and we can present it to them.
I suppose, but ultimately, I mean, I don't want to limit their free will. If they say they don't want it, they don't want it, that's fine. I'll be over here chilling with whatever, like, mechanical replacements I might have. I also recognize that as fun as, you know, technological improvements are, there's still definitely a role for nature in the world, because, well, it's still important, you know? It's still a crucial element.
You're not wrong that it's a crucial element, but I just feel like we can see very good uses of it and advancements with the people. Advancements that they will thank us for after it's done. Or once they understand that they want it, I should really say. Because again, we don't want to force anybody into anything. Heavens no.
Cool, I think I'm gonna go now. This has been incredibly informative. Thanks. What's your name again?
Oh. I didn't have a name for him. Now I gotta give you one. Seveth Sebian.
Sveth Savian.
Sveth Sebian.
Right, good to meet you. I'm Kazzrann, of course. See you around campus and all that.
Would you be interested in joining the Society of Mishra?
You know, maybe just give me some time to think about it. I'll consider it. Here's the thing. I do think you have interesting designs and interesting concepts. Your execution, it might not be something that I agree with. But I can respect your intelligence and your ingenuity.
Okay. We'll have to discuss it more. I believe we have some classes together. We'll have chances to discuss things. Excellent.
Okay, I'm gonna go talk to the fucking Kraken now.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, yeah, that's your experience with the sorority that they want, or the fraternity that we want to join. Opposite.
Great.
Uh-huh.
There's also the sorority of Mishra.
No. There could be, but it's not technically a fraternity per se, but because anybody can join. Anyway, and you were activating your golem.
I'm figuring out how to activate my column. Yes, this is correct.
Okay. Eventually, you'll figure out how to hook up the power core. It'll take a couple more weeks of, like, you know, finishing up some repairs and figuring out how to integrate it in there. And you will hook it up, and you'll see the energy kind of flow through the golem, kind of like moving through its joints and stuff, as it will kind of twitch for a moment, and then it will kind of like its eyes will kind of light up, as it then will kind of like struggle a little bit and kind of move and kind of like stand up and be like, where am I?
Right now, currently, we're in a bag of holding. Beyond that, we are not too far outside of the Talarian Academy.
Who are you?
My name is Kazzrann. I'm the one who repaired and reactivated.
Then, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Who
You-
made me?
I
Why
do not know.
was I made? I do not remember.
Well, that's fine. The purpose for which you were made is, I mean, at this point, possibly irrelevant since you were in disrepair. You could effectively determine that for yourself now. I mean, I have a possible job for you in the future, but that's like the far-flung future. I'm going to need to do some other repairs on the massive flying ship eventually that I could use your help with at some point, probably. Do you have a name?
Yes, I do. I remember that. I am Alatar.
Hell yeah, spelled it right in the first fucking try. Well, Alatar, if you want, you can... I mean, I've installed a ladder in the bag so we can leave whenever if you want to explore the house a little bit. Don't go into any of the locked rooms, there's weird shit in there. But beyond that, you know, as far as I can tell, are you fully sapient?
I do not know.
Alright. Well, like I said, you're welcome to explore the house.
I remember something. I am a prototype. I do not know of what.
Well, now that is very interesting.
The fragments exist, but are hard to piece together.
Well, take your time, you know, there's no rush to figuring this sort of thing out. It might take some time to, you know, determine whatever purpose you wish to have in life. I'm going to go, if you don't mind, unless you have any more questions, but I'm going to go leave the bag and probably freak out over the fact that I actually managed to fully activate you.
I will follow, I guess.
Alright. Good with that. Okay.
So he's like a 9 foot tall, like, mechanical man.
He's fucking 9 feet tall?
Yeah.
How tall are our ceilings?
Fucking I mean, most ceilings are roughly 9 to 10 feet tall.
Yeah, it should be okay in most places. He might have to duck for, like, doorways and stuff.
Ooh.
So you'll bring him outside in the bag, and, I mean, he'll start, like, just looking at things and kind of investigating things and, you know, that kind of stuff. It's definitely easy to tell, like, where your repair work is in. You'll have discovered easily that, like, his original, like, armoring was of a material that you weren't able to recreate. It was some kind of metal alloy that may have been customized by whoever created him originally. You got close with some alloys that you were able to, like, throw together, you know, like some reinforced, you know, like iron alloys and stuff.
Yeah, fuck ton of iron. That's what I had in my inventory for a while, is fuck ton of iron.
So probably he's not as good as he was originally, but the damage to him was fairly extensive. And it wasn't until, like, you activated him that you really realized how, like, large this creature is.
Okay, I'm gonna go pop some fucking bottles in celebration.
There is a bar.
I'm also going to reduce my bag of holding weight by a full 290 pounds.
technically it'd probably be more than that because that was before you added in all the iron and stuff to repair him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But still.
Alright, then I'll reduce by like a full 330.
Yeah. Because he's kind of like...
Great.
He doesn't have like a bulk to him. He's kind of got like a lithe kind of body too, you know, like... So he's tall, but like, you know, kind of like... It almost described as like lanky. To a degree.
Actually, I'm going to reduce it by 328. That way, the current bag of holding weight is 69.
Hey.
Y'all, we can fit so much more shit in this bag of holding now. I'd say that's a success.
You just got a large person.
Yeah, a 9-foot tall metal man. I didn't know he was that big. God damn. Out of iron, though.
So he's an iron giant.
He's an iron giant, yeah. I got us an iron giant.
You did indeed get yourselves an iron giant.
Alright, success.
I guess, like, randomly during one of the meals, like, it'll show up in the... following Kazzrann.
Yeah, everyone, this is Alatar. This is the golem that I've been working on ever since we were given therapy in the convent. Alatar, this is everyone. Not everyone, but like everyone in my group specific.
Hello.
This is the golem speaking?
Yeah.
Oh my god, you can talk! How did this happen?
That's racist.
A lot of things. What? No.
No, it's golemist.
Xenophobic.
I've done a lot of repair work in order to make this happen. Like a lot.
Is he aware of our past experiences?
You
I
have
haven't
past
explained.
experiences?
Okay, so I didn't, Alatar, I didn't like give you a full rundown. I want you to, you know, to like experience life for a bit before I like bombard you with everything that's happened. Because there's been a lot, and we've done it several times in the past like week and a half. You know, icebreakers in school and stuff. But
What
everyone,
is
yeah,
this
I've created
over
life.
here? He'll like pick up a plate and be like looking at it.
How tall is the golem?
Like
9
9 foot tall. Yeah.
9 feet?
Yeah.
Can it crouch, or...?
Probably if you needed to.
I'm gonna move into... Oh no, my giant form is how big?
Very big.
Please don't break the ceiling, man.
Yeah.
I'll just switch into like a bigger... oh, my Minotaur form.
Okay.
So I'm a bit taller that way.
You're gonna have to crouch. We're indoors.
As soon as he sees that, he's gonna drop the plate and he's gonna kind of like leap back and he's gonna kind of like put his fists together and these massive blades will withdraw from each side of him.
Okay, yeah, I did see
That's
that.
sexy.
I did see that while doing the repairs. I did not know what that did, but cool, that's what that does. Alatar, it's fine. Fine. Claude does that sometimes.
It is not hostile.
No.
No, we're all friends. We care about each other.
Okay, just because we're friends doesn't mean sometimes we're not hostile.
You'll see like his eyes will kind of glow red instead of the normal blue too, and then it'll kind of return to blue as like the blades will kind of go back.
God, it is the Iron Giant.
Alatar, my name's Maxwell. It's nice to meet you. I summoned Big B's hand to shake his giant hand.
It's such a Maxwell thing to do.
Okay, so yes, a lot of us also have magic Alatar. We'll like do a rundown of that later.
I understand magic to a degree.
Cool.
Do you understand friendship?
Why am I shaking my hand with this hand?
Because it's an act of kindness. It shows
like-
that we mean no harm.
It's
Oh,
a
because
normal
it's a coward.
introduction. It's a normal introduction, but taken to like an extra degree because Maxwell is a bit of an extra individual.
Also, this creature has no life.
Oh yeah.
How do you know that?
Nice burn.
Man, that was fucking solid.
Well, you are a skeleton, sir.
I mean, yeah, you are a skeleton. That is
How does
true.
it know I'm a skeleton?
Hey,
Got my
that
human face
lies?
on.
Oh. Maybe you can detect life.
Can you do that?
I have senses. You do not. I do not know all of them, so I cannot tell you all of them.
What do you sense about me?
You are strange. I do not understand you.
Damn.
This
Nailed
fucking
that.
robot's just burning everyone.
He has such a sweet voice too.
I am indeed unique.
Yeah.
Then
I'd say
we
so.
are in a way similar. I am unique as far as I know.
You're
Unless-
also both technically made out of metal.
How does it feel being given consciousness, Alatar?
I do not remember anything except my name, and I am a prototype. I am Alatar.
Wonder if I got any magic that could help fix the whole memory thing.
Oh, I got something. I got modify memory.
That modifies memory.
That modifies a memory, not gets him his actual memories.
Also, you're not sure if it would work on him because he's a semi-sentient machine. You're not sure how sentient he is. He has
a construct, that's true.
He has a construct. He has a level of some kind of consciousness to him, but you're not sure what that means overall.
He has a low-level AI.
Oh, I know what
kinda-
to do.
I pull Kazzrann to the side. Should I try to give this thing like a memory that would make it happier, or?
For that, but unless it asks for
Whoa.
it specifically, I'd say let it figure itself out.
That's fair.
I
For all we
borked-
know, it could be sad if I tried that.
Something wrong?
I borked out for a second there. I don't know
Oh.
why. Someone roll something because it didn't show up for me.
Roll something?
I didn't.
Oh,
You
I
want
don't
me to
think I
roll?
rolled.
No one rolled? Okay.
there you go.
Okay, so that should be fine then. I just thought someone rolled something because it sounded like that right before everything kind of borked for random reasons.
No.
Because, great. Whamp, whamp, whamp. Yay, issues.
I would like to ritually cast Identify on Alatar.
Sure.
I click on the spell so you can see the description. I think it's a long one, so be prepared for that.
Okay.
It's not that long.
Hmm. Doesn't actually work.
Oh. Funky.
Yeah, it doesn't work, and you're not sure why. Perhaps because he has a level of consciousness might prevent it from working.
Alright, well that didn't work.
But theoretically, as you think about it, it might work on, like, intelligent items, but it's still, like, you don't know necessarily. It might not. Intelligent items are very rare, too. And normally most intelligent items are kind of cursy because they always have their own agendas, which are not necessarily great.
Does he radiate anything with my Eldritch Sight?
Not necessarily. He does seem to be, like, leaking out energy of some kind. Like, your Eldritch Sight can tell that he just sort of emanates energy.
He vibes.
It's like, I have detect magic at will.
Mm-hmm.
Always forget it.
Alright, interesting.
Yeah, currently he has no, like, auras or anything on him, though.
don't see anything specific with my sight.
Excellent. So I think he's just mostly going to be following me around for a while and exploring the grounds. Might go and bring him to classes and the like.
Just be careful.
I will.
Okay.
But as you saw, I'm sure Alatar is very capable of defending himself. Actually, Alatar, are there pronouns that you prefer?
What is a pronoun?
Alright, so it's a part of speech that replaces a common noun, so rather than just saying Alatar, you would use, like, he or she or they or it.
What are the differences between these?
Oh god, there's a lot.
Well,
How do you explain gender?
I
Okay.
don't suppose we have a book to help with that, do we?
I don't think that the Talarian Academy has a gender and sexuality studies course.
Not for columns.
No, there's not a WGSS like major that you can get.
It's not that kind of college. They're very magical
No.
based, so like, you know, studies like that are like you can just do that on
I
your
would
own
say
time.
Probably
you know?
gender neutral because they don't really have one.
Yeah, alright. We're gonna use they, them, or it for you if you're okay with that.
All right.
Alright, great. Problem solved on that then. So they will just kind of accompany are you okay with accompanying me to the college, the academy?
I have nothing else to do.
Alright, excellent. Got a study buddy.
You
I
are
almost
my
forgot.
savior, so at very least I would want to stay close, in case I still
Alright.
have problems with the repair.
Savior is a fun new title for me.
Don't let it go to your
Alatar,
head.
do you know what music is?
No.
Oh,
Maxwell,
Claude,
fucking show 'em.
you still have your pan flute, don't you?
If you want me to play it, I can, but
Let's teach our new friend a thing or two about the strings.
I'm good with this. This is fine. I like your music.
I play the Song of Healing for him.
Oh, Jesus.
oh wait, hold on, I gotta.
Go with the role performance, or
Yes, yes, I would.
okay. No advantage, or
No, I would also like Claude role performance separately because it's more comical when it's the two of you are separate.
all right.
Oh!
What do we get? What the? I can't remember. Do I get rerolls for anything?
Technically once a day you did, if you recall. It's a charisma-based check. Once per day you can re-roll
I'm doing
it.
it. I need this to be good. Yeah, that's what's up.
I'm still
Better.
kicking your butt.
Better, but yeah. But rather than, you know, you being accompanied by Claude, you're accompanying Claude. He takes over.
I go on a pan flute solo.
You are using mathematical sounds. Why? What is the purpose of this all?
Sounds neat.
It sounds good.
Excellent. I assume it sounds good then.
I'm also
Yes.
I'm gonna dance around while I play the flute.
It appears
Alatar.
that your strange creature has contracted some form of medical issue.
That's exactly correct. He's doing that because he's just weird like that.
Alatar, this might be a foreign concept, given that like you've just gained consciousness, but music has the power to make people feel good about themselves.
I was conscious before. I do not remember much. It is broken. But I remember being conscious. I remember similar noises. I believe my creator enjoyed using magic to create sounds like your own, and then allow it to entertain him.
Oh, you mean like this? Prestidigitation. Did that do anything?
No.
Make sounds happen.
Oh, I use that to mimic a bass instrument, I guess.
Perhaps that is closer. I do not remember everything.
Fine, we'll figure it out. Actually, part of the reason why I want to bring you to the academy is we might be able to find someone who can help with that.
That would be nice.
Man, I like this robot. This is a cool, fun robot that we got now.
Mm-hmm. All right. So yeah, why don't we take our break here now that you have your nice, cool robot friend, Alatar, and I can throw into the chat his picture because I've got a picture that I found for him. So you need a drink, snack, bathroom break. Go ahead and take it. We'll be back in a little bit here.
Calls and then also energy drink.
Jaeger bomb.
that's where he came in. There's 10 different alcohols and then energy drink, and followed by Jaeger bomb. Hi, welcome back. We return to Jaeger bomb.
And to Carrie, figuring out what Carrie's gonna do.
Jaeger bomb.
I'm working. Why is everyone else frozen? Maybe I'll turn you on and off. On stream.
I'm in a very weird position.
I look like I'm smoking.
I turned you on and off again, and I think it fixed it. Try turning it on and off again. Like, I was fine. I kept going, but for whatever reason, everyone else froze up on stream.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I fixed it.
Yeah, I'll back to normal.
Turn it on and off again. It's the way to do it.
Lee, are you frozen or? Are you
no, he's just sitting there.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I'm just stationary.
Okay, so I'm
very composed, as you can tell.
We have one final person to figure out what they're doing in their kind of first couple of weeks at college. Carrie.
Getting real drunk, getting real high, and probably at least twice going to try and see the witch.
Okay. Getting real drunk is
Bringing
easy.
Anyone.
Getting real high, not necessarily difficult, but also probably not very safe.
Nope.
Because it's less that there are, like, drugs here, and more that there are people experimenting with materials that they would love people to be their test subjects for.
Now, I did buy weed in the last town.
You
yes,
did.
But experimental drugs.
No,
only if you fucking share.
Magic stuff.
Experimental magic drugs. That's even better.
Don't bogart the magic weed. Or smoke leaf.
Mm-hmm. Can you give me...
You know I share my drugs with you,
whatever.
Can you
give me 6 Constitution saves?
Yes, I can.
Mm-hmm.
If I die, it's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Don't drink that. That's probably
do them one at a time, and I'll tell you what happens after each one. How's that sound?
That's fine. Give me a second. It has to load.
Mm-hmm.
Because for some reason I didn't think to get my character sheet out. That was dumb.
Man, jeez, it was almost as if like your terrible choices were gonna have a result in you getting a character sheet.
I have a lot of terrible choices.
You
I
do.
accept them at this point in time.
Mm-hmm.
all terrible choices.
Excuse you. Some of my choices aren't that bad.
This is also accurate. Some of them aren't. Some
of them are okay.
Says the woman who turned more demon because of drugs.
That was a controlled experiment. We wrote it down, so it's science.
Okay.
There's the first one.
All right. So.
Fuck. Running.
So after you take the first one, you'll be pink for 24 hours.
It's not much different. Gonna be honest here.
Uh-huh.
You got a shade lighter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, pink is fine. I can work around that. Oh
God.
All right.
There it goes.
Your tail splits in 3 for about a week, of which you have the normal one, a prehensile one, and a second prehensile one that you can't control, but does stuff.
Does it steal things?
No. It harasses people.
Oh God, I love it.
Oh god, now I just saw a barf from Spaceballs. It has a mind of its own.
Yeah. Alright.
There we go.
The third one doesn't really do anything, to be honest. You're not sure what it was supposed to do.
It just gets you super nice and high.
I mean, you feel a little nice, but, like, you probably could have stuck the weed a bit just as fine.
Come on, one. Come on, one.
Crit, fail, crit, fail. Ah.
I'm getting close there.
You're doing okay. The fourth one, after that, you will have 3 days where you no longer have a gender.
Fuck yeah!
That's the ideal.
I'm just like androgynous as hell.
Yeah. And you just don't feel like anything. You actually kind of feel like just depressed too, because you're just like, it's just like, it's not depression. It's just like you don't have a lot of like, like no home runs exist in your body, and you're just sort of like there.
You're just like super present right now.
Mm-hmm.
Getting closer.
Mm-hmm. For a couple of days, you were covered in eyeballs.
It's less sexy.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Pink eyeballs, no gender, and 3 tails.
Not all at the same time.
Some of them might overlap. And after the last one, your mouth is just filled with all your teeth turn into fangs.
Okay, that's sexy.
Yeah, that one's sexy.
So more demonish.
More demonish.
I accept it.
Mm-hmm. And now talking to the old lady, you said it a couple of times. When you go to visit her, she'll be like, "Ah, dearie, welcome back. How were things with you? Are you ready to make a deal? To make a decision?"
If you're talking about a decision whether or not we're gonna release you or not, the others are pussyfooting around, so I have no idea on that front. My personal opinion is to let you go. But
you could just let me go.
Listen, I'd like to, but they are my friends, and I'd feel bad if I just went behind their backs to let you go and then we all die.
Oh, I wasn't going to kill any of you.
Now she is.
Can I insight check that?
Sure.
I wasn't going to.
I'm not good at insight, so it's not gonna work. Well, that's okay.
Pretty decent check. Let me just roll something here. She seems like she's telling the truth as far as you can tell. Like, you kind of like judge her, look her up and down. You know, like, it doesn't seem like she has like a hostility to her.
That's not saying much.
You're guessing it's probably true?
Regardless, I was honestly just coming here to talk to you. You know, you've been here alone for quite a long time, and also your potion made me very happy because I could talk to animals and plants.
So that's what it did.
I could talk to, like, animals, and the plant part was the weird part, because I could talk to the hedges and they were lying to me, which was rude.
It's a hedge maze, dearie. Of course they're deceptive.
Oh, that's true, but that's still rude. Regardless, I had fun, and if you ever want to experiment with any other potions that are not likely to kill me,
I mean,
I'm all down for it.
You didn't explode, which is much better than my normal friends that helped me out.
Yeah. You know.
Squiggles
also,
here.
who normally helps you out?
Her to take a drink. Him to take a drink. As she reaches down into like a container and pulls out like a rat that's kind of screeching with like her clawed, kind of like withered hand. As she takes a spoon and like swirls around another cauldron of stuff she's cooking, and then just kind of like pops the rat's mouth open and pours it in, and then just kind of puts it down on the table and sits for a second. Like, Let's see what this one does.
This
Five,
is who you've
five
decided
gold
to
on
be.
exploding.
It doesn't explode.
Oh,
Lost. Fucking
Implode.
bet.
It actually implodes and turns inside out.
it's very useful for killing people.
So its skin kind of goes in on itself, and its bones turn out, and you can see like the remainder of like the flesh that's like limping out there, like its organs are kind of now on the outside, kind of stabbed and pierced by it, and it's still kind of twitching, and you can hear this noise coming from it, so you still think it's still alive. Oh well.
So,
She kind of just picks it up, and then just kind of like pulls it over and just swallows the thing.
see, that's why you and Kazzrann would get along really well. Although I don't think Kazzrann would eat the imploded one, just a normal one.
He would. He did.
The magic comes from me. I have no need of worry about it. And it's best to keep the place tidy.
You know, for being here as long as you have been, it is pretty tidy. Also, if you don't know what the potion does, are you just throwing random ingredients into a pot and seeing what happens?
It's more than just a random ingredients. It's cooking, dearie, cooking. And sometimes when you cook, you have to test and see the right combination of spices and materials, ingredients. Just a hint of magic, a little bit of spice from the garden, and a few little bits and baubles you have lying around. And you see what happens.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, usually whatever I try to cook burns. Or is way too fucking spicy.
No such
Perhaps
thing.
I can teach you to cook then, dearie.
Is there a price?
No. No price. You've already said that you would like to free me from my torment, meaning that you are much nicer than your friends. And perhaps if they see how well you learn from me, they'll be more willing to accommodate you.
Sure, why not? I'm already at college, might as well learn how to cook, even if that cooking means I implode some rats.
You just have to learn how to control what's inside of you. You're different than myself, but we share some similarities.
Is it the demon blood? The human blood? The magic blood?
It's the mana which flows through us. Most mortals channel mana. They aren't really connected to it. But your demon blood, as you call it, allows you to have it flow through you quite effectively. As for myself, black and blue are my energies. I draw upon them, feed upon. So in a way, we are similar.
Not a bad thing.
No.
Although you're kind of batshit crazy, just telling you that right out the bat. But then again, so am I. So is Kazzrann. So is Claud. Maxwell can kind of be a little bit insane.
Which Claud?
To cook like me, though,
All the Clauds.
will require a skill you don't have yet. We'll have to teach you.
Okay, I'm always willing to learn.
Excellent. Now let's begin. Our first lesson. We'll teach you how to harness your own mana. Alright, so Carrie's taking lessons with the crazy hermit.
Yeah!
Which lady?
You're not even fucking sharing.
secret lessons.
None of you wanted me to talk to the witch, so I just go and talk to the witch by myself.
Kazzrann would have come with for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe she'll cook you something.
a few weeks will pass. Claud, you will actually be able to find out some very decent basics on shadowed creatures.
Yay.
It seems as though beings of that nature, of that shadowed nature, seem to be most likely... give me a second here. The most notable ones on record are those from Rath, of course. It speaks of those that were in the shadows. The Dothi, the Thaklos, and the Soltari. And you can learn about them all. The other thing that you will learn about is something that the overlay had a result. There's some theories about what the shadowed is. This one book will kind of dive into detail. The shadowing effect seems to be a result of the transdimensional attempts to pool victims for experimentation and slavery over to the Rathi demi plane. The machinery is incomplete. Unlike the basic portal, the natural port, the semi-natural portal that seems to have once existed in Kolios, or some of the artificial portals that have been created by such groups as the Phyrexians, or developed for something such as the planar engine of the Weatherlight. The device seemed less accurate. The unfortunate side effect seems to have been that a number of beings, once drawn over there, were in fact not completely drawn into the plane of existence, as if they were perhaps taken partially into there. The resulting shadowed, almost trapped between two worlds. A very strange effect. The unfortunate thing seems to be that these three races, one of which seems to have theoretically escaped from Rath, the other two, trapped there, seem to have gone extinct with the resulting overlay of Rath. It seems as though this state also, this instability, resulted in the insanity of most of the creatures, that unless they had some kind of thing that bound them. The Soltari found that they had their religion, their beliefs, that offered them the peace and solidarity amongst the existence between their Rath and whatever home plane they came from. The Thaklos and the Dothi, unfortunately, fell into that insanity. Each of them evolved in different ways as a result of it. The Thaklos being strange hunters that wished to instill their insanity upon other. The Dothi, marauders and murderers. Once the overlay occurred, though, these beings seemingly disappeared. It's thought that perhaps the resulting overlay, because they were not technically on the plane, that they were in between the planes, that they were unable to follow along and were perhaps lost to the realms between planes. Whether this means they would find their way back to somewhere like Dominaria, which is also now Rath, or whatever home plane they originally came from, is unknown. On the other hand, there are certain groups that were in Rath which have seemingly completely disappeared. The En-Kor, En-Vek, and En-Dal all seemingly came into existence upon Dominaria after the overlay. Many of them suffered much loss as a result of the apocalyptic events of the Phyrexian invasion that was occurring at the same time. The Kor have found themselves in a situation where they are safe. They managed to go to new mountain homes and survive. On the other hand, the Vek and Dal, their societies were broken and scattered as an unfortunate of the overlay. One such event, though, that has been proven to have some existences. Some of the Ilvek and Ildal seemingly are trapped in the Shadow Plains. Unlike the other shadow creatures, which saw themselves free to wander around Rath, the ones that have been observed and discovered are within some caverns close to the defunct and destroyed now Evankar Tower, in a section that is thought to have been where a location referred to as the City of Traders once existed. Its ruins were discovered, and that area is infused with massive amounts of this shadow-type energy. Unfortunately for the creatures that live there, they are unable to exist beyond its borders. But it seems to be whatever is left over from the Ilvek and Ildal that were there are trapped in this shadow plane. Whether or not there are others of this that were tainted by Wrath, so to say, that also got the shadow treatment, or if they just merely hid amongst the Envek and Indal, and now exist as former traitors, former Phyrexian agents now hiding amongst us, is unknown. That's kind of where it leaves off.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. Where's the Evankar Tower?
In Urborg. It is ruined.
Man, we gotta get there.
There is a number of underground ruins that exist in that area. You know what remains of the Furnace of Wrath exists there. The flowstone furnace that once existed was connected to the underside of the tower. You don't know how it exists. The wreckage of the Predator is there. And their city was supposedly in some kind of caverns. You have a loose map of where it is, but this seems to have been a study that occurred approximately 20 years after the apocalypse. So it was still when things were rebuilding itself.
Right.
It seems as though this person was studying the effects of the overlay. And so he lists a lot of, like, various other things. He, like, mentions a lot of strange creatures that, you know, were there, the result of certain things that, parts of the overlay, stuff like that. He goes into massive amounts of stuff of, like, the data he was able to, gather.
Okay, I will take notes on everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I will share them.
Okay, Max wasn't doing anything particular. You were taking care of your stuff. We did Kazzrann. So you can let everybody know about that. What is everybody responding to that?
Well, it does help, I suppose, clarify something. And it does confirm even more that we definitely need to, and I know, Carrie, and you don't want to do this anytime soon, we need to go to Urborg. If we want, like, more solid information and observations that we can personally make, we need to go to Urborg.
And if there's shadow people that were tied to the Evankar Tower, maybe that's where the ones that are following us came from originally. Maybe they found a way to separate from that area.
It's very possible. Actually, likely. Maybe that's why they want the hard gear. If it's maybe the ruins of the Predator are also connected to those ruins as well.
Could be. Maybe that'll allow their people to be able to move freely.
Well, damn, if they just wanted to move freely, they could have just fucking asked instead of trying all this murder and subterfuge.
Well, most of the shadow people have gone insane from becoming what they are.
Okay, true, so maybe not exactly. Some other could help beyond that.
Like, there isn't a lot of information as to what happened and how many, like, how the shadow creatures as they exist. There's, like, a lot of theories. They could be, like, shadow creatures could be here on Dominaria, but beyond the area where they were sort of observed in the City of Trader, what remains of the City of Traders, they don't know a lot about them. They will note that, like, the person did a survey of the Evankar Tower. Unfortunately, during that time, it was still infested with a lot of dangerous leftover traps and creatures that were now free. The tower itself seems to have collapsed. When the Predator was... what's the proper word for it? Would be scuttled? Not scuttled.
Scuttled would be correct.
Was sunk. When the Predator was sunk from the sky, it impacted into the tower. A large portion of the what remains of the Predator stayed with the tower, and basically it broke apart. The rest of it lost to the swamps of Urborg somewhere. And the swamps are a dangerous and thick place to begin with. Flush with undead and various horrible things.
Well, so are we.
I mean,
they're not special.
Flush with undead. You got one.
One and a half.
1.5.
Uh-huh.
Which half of me?
The bottom
Sexy
half.
one.
The sexy half. Right, the sexy half. Gotcha.
So when I turn into female elf?
Kazzrann's quite gay, so no.
Sexy female elf now!
Maxwell would be okay with the sexy female elf.
Mm-hmm.
Maxwell has
Maxwell's
a girlfriend
always
and
okay.
he should stop being so okay with his friend as his female elf.
I mean, now. It's all just a show. He enjoys the show of it all.
I am a man of aesthetics, so.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Your girlfriend's gonna start getting jealous.
In my defense, I've known you for several hundred years. So
you'd think you'd have gotten over it by this point.
Alatar will kind of, find himself wandering a lot of areas of the college when you're in classes. He isn't really one to stay around, but he usually comes back around the time that your classes are coming out. About the end of your first month here, he will actually approach you and be like, I believe I have found something.
Oh, good. What have you found?
I was moving and wandering through the halls, and I found a statue. I stared at it for many hours and thought about it. It seemed familiar. Like I had seen it before.
Alright, well, why don't you bring me to the statue and we can try to figure it out?
Yes. He'll take you to a statue, into a corridor that's actually got a bunch of statues in it, remembering some of the greatest people that both taught and worked at, Talaria. There are things like Rain, Baron, and of course Arza are depicted here. And he will come and stand in front of a statue of Arza.
Oh, shit.
Remind me, Arza, good person or bad person? Okay, so bad person. Good to know. You never say about a good person.
No, not necessarily.
The thing is, he wasn't bad the way you normally think of bad. He believed in Dominaria, and he believed in the sovereignty of Dominaria.
Okay, so he was a nationalist.
Yes, but the thing is, and he wanted to stop Phyrexia. He just went about it without morals.
That's not great.
No! So he did everything in his power to effectively ensure that Dominaria would survive the apocalypse and the Phyrexian invasion. It sort of worked. He was the one that designed the legacy weapon. He figured out how to tap into the mostly destroyed other moon that you guys have.
All right. Remind me, before he learned to tap into it, was it still mostly destroyed?
No, it was basically a giant white mana battery that an ancient civilization had created and floated above your planet in the sky.
Okay, so then after he activated the legacy weapon, what was the status of the
moon? He
moon?
was dead by the time that happened.
Okay. Okay, good. Just making sure that he didn't destroy the moon.
Yeah. technically speaking, I'm not sure how much people know, but he and Gerald, the great hero, were effectively thrown into a arena to fight to the death in front of Yawgmoth in the depths of Phyrexia. Gerald won. Gerald then took his severed head, which it turns out that his eyes had been replaced with 2 very powerful magical Power Stone artifacts. Little did people know at that point in time, Urza had replaced those there, and basically used his severed head along with Karn to activate it, to activate the legacy weapon with those 2 Power Stones.
Damn, that's fucked up.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you're telling me, oh my fucking... Wait, is Alatar the prototype of Karn?
Meh, he is kind of silvery.
That's dope as hell.
I mean, it's one of those things that you have to consider is he had thousands of years of experimentation to develop things.
Yeah, okay, I want to make a history check to see if Kazzrann knows these things about Urza.
Okay.
Because Fish knows things about Urza.
Yes.
Yeah, Kazzrann knows things about Urza.
You know the very basics.
Yeah, basic.
You would know that Urza probably had, like, he would have been known by, like, those people that would study him, that it had very loose morals. It seemed all about the development of magical technology to fight Phyrexians. He was like this seeming immortal wizard who knew about Phyrexians, wanted to fight them, and knew that he alone couldn't beat them, so he organized things. He did things like genetically engineer some races to help fight with them, that could create some kind of, like, armies. The unfortunate thing about the race of the Methrins is they're theoretically extinct. They're extinct during the war. If any remain, there are very small numbers in some pocket somewhere that no one knows where they're at.
Okay.
Other things like, developing the Weatherlight. That was the technology that... Granted, he worked with others. But he himself was theoretically a genius.
Well, it is possible that Urza had some hand in your creation. This is a statue of Urza. He was a very capable artificer. I don't want to freak out too much about the fact that I've theoretically helped repair one of the great works of Urza. That's something I can consider at the later point.
He would be the greatest artificer that ever existed, technically.
I said one of, didn't I?
Yeah, one of them. I guess the other one would have been Yawgmoth. Kinda was, too.
And the brothers.
Urza's one of the brothers.
Oh, yeah, isn't he?
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's one of the greatest.
Yeah.
Well, look. Regardless, as I've stated, you don't have to follow... This is something I've told a lot of people at this point. You don't have to follow your original purpose. But figure out another purpose for yourself.
I do not know my original purpose.
That's fine.
I believe I was some form of weapon, at least. I have attack and defense abilities. Beyond that, I do not know if anything else was put into me. I have not been able to discover yet.
Do you want to be a weapon?
I do not know. There does not seem to be much need for destruction or killing right now.
Not right now, I would agree.
Perhaps if there is a need for it, I would be needed as a weapon. Perhaps if there is not a need, I can find some other use. Perhaps construction. My strength seems much greater than that of yours. Your puny flesh body does seem unfortunate in that case.
Alright, well, you might be right, but there's no reason to, be like that about it anyway. But like I said, I would have need of you. I am very small, this is true. I'm a goblin, we tend to be small. But, as I said, I would potentially have need of you, specifically for repairs of a vehicle. I wouldn't mind having you on board. Maybe you can be a shipwright.
Maybe.
It's a good calling.
I will have to consider many things.
That's fine. You're allowed to consider all that you want.
Alright. So as I said, the first month of your time here will pass. I'm going to have to let Carrie know what's going on with Carrie.
I swear to God, if you've been corrupted again.
Technically not.
Oh, listen, Radiant is already going to be so disappointed in me, so I'm living with it.
Okay. The one thing I can inform you that you will definitely learn about is that she will inform you there's a type of spell casting that requires mana to use. One that is not normally tied to the basic trainings of many wizards and other such folks and mages. Wizards and mages learn spells. What I want to teach you is the basics of summoning. Proper wizard duels are only done by it, but it requires you to understand what you're creating. There are two ways to go about this. You can either make bonds with creatures. Have you experienced any of this before?
I don't.
I'm
sorry, I'm here. I'm trying to remember anything. I don't.
You technically have. Nim did some shit like this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Once or twice.
That's excellent. Now, the unfortunate thing is it ties directly to your own mana, your own energy flowing in with you. Now, if you are in an area that is flush with magic mana of your own type, that helps. Now, you can use other manas also. Manipulating them if it is not your natural one is very hard, though. As I said, I am connected with blue mana and black mana. It is part of my essence. This is much harder for your your friends. They're not of the normal nature like you. They're fleshier. At least the goblin is. I don't know the rest of them. Maybe they could learn too. If you wanted me to teach them.
Out of everyone, I think the only one who would actually take you up on that is Kazzrann.
Unfortunate. It would be very difficult for a goblin to learn. Too fleshy. You see, you have to think about your demonic ancestors, Half-Blood. Think of them. They are manifestations of black mana itself, incarnate upon this world. It's been a long time since I've seen demons, but I understand their engines. Most of the time, they use it for their own selfish needs. But occasionally, should one need to, they could find to use that energy to, well, call upon assistance. Usually other demonic forces, lesser ones. In your case, that might be what we wish to summon. That, or the Walking Dead. Black mana pertains very well to demonic forces and undead. There are a few other things, but finding them and either making nice with them, or the other possible way is, well, a little more violent. You can, well, slay what you find, and bind the remains of its soul to you.
Sorry, my brain immediately went to fucking Maxwell.
This is all deeply unethical.
Hell yeah, it is.
See, like, you have to think Nim made friends with the things that he learned how to summon.
Yeah, which is probably what Carrie would do.
Mm-hmm. He spent time creating bonds with things that then he could summon if need be. He also had, like, unlike, you know, your normal Magic the Gathering game, where you get, like, a mana a turn, it was more that, like, you're in a forest, maybe you can manipulate energy of it. If you're in a swamp, you can manipulate the energy of it. And you have a limited amount that are generated from your own body, basically a day. Something like Kaz doesn't have that natural thing, unfortunately. Doesn't mean you couldn't learn summoning abilities.
I kind of have summoning, just of my constructs.
Yes.
I summon myself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't summon anything.
I could
Drugs.
also teach you some other
Summon drugs.
tricks, too.
God, you're gonna become a witch.
I hope so.
Another thing that you could possibly do with said mana, once we teach you how to manipulate it, is of course you can use it to use some of your own magical spells. Empowering spells with mana results in them being much more potent, especially if the spells pertain to the mana that you're using. If they don't, well, the result can be something new, experimental. Hence why I'm mixing little bags of mana here and there. Though my body contains blue and black, think of the location I'm in. I'm in an area filled with trees and greenery, but I'm also near a coastline. So this area is infused with much green and blue matter, if you know how to look for it and manipulate it. So, dearie, we shall learn how to harness mana first. Then, we can experiment with what you can do with it.
Experimenting is like my third favorite word.
Drugs is her first.
Mm-hmm.
Women is the second.
I was going to say violence.
So you have now
was
unlocked
thinking
that you
about
have 2 black mana to use
What?
day.
Aye.
Just note that somewhere. What do you
I'm
do
noting
with it?
it somewhere.
On your character sheet, that's that little area where you have like
I have that.
In bio, there's notes.
you can add new ones in.
Yeah,
Oh, you can. I'm an idiot. Okay.
Yeah.
other resources.
Yeah, because I have to keep track of the fact that I have 2 d6 hit die because of wizard.
Yeah.
But
But-
luck, mana.
Yeah.
Mana.
But again, like, she's kind of taught you what you can do with it, but again, you're not quite sure what you can do with it.
No, that's gonna require a lot more lessons.
Mm-hmm. Also,
I'm well aware.
Also, totally, she's probably evil, but I'm just saying.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
You're not sure if she was originally evil or the entire, imprisoned, driving insane has made her very evil. Hard to say.
She hasn't tried to kill me yet, so.
She can't.
And?
She finds you much more entertaining as a prodigy.
I'll take it.
Mm-hmm. You can get a new title, The Witch's Progeny.
I'm okay with it.
Uh-huh.
I'm
What?
learning some new cool shit that probably the college wouldn't want to teach me.
I mean, mana manipulation is a thing that does exist within the college, but, probably not to the same degree that she's teaching you. It's kind of the basics of, if you're in a territory, you could empower your spells. They don't really teach you if you have, inborn mana, because most things that learn here are things like elves, humans, and other humanoid races, which don't have that.
I don't know. Elves might have inborn green.
They have an affinity for green.
Like, I have an affinity for red, but it's not inborn.
Mm-mm. But means
I have to do effort.
if you're in a mountainous area, and you were taught from the college, you could maybe harness some red mana for something. To, like, empower something. Yeah. Or to pop, or probably summon something if you made friends with it. Or enslaved its soul.
Okay, I'm not gonna enslave souls.
Slay the beast and it'd be like sung it, your soul is mine! and this Asian guy will come out and be like, Lou, no! Even though it's like a dog or something, like a red dog. Anyway, why don't we take our second break here after I've gone out off the deep end with that one there.
What about a carnivorous mountain camel?
If you need a snack, drink, bathroom break, oh my god, I fucked everything up again, I'll fix it during break. I figured it out. I think it's because I just accidentally minimized Discord because I was trying to click on something else. And you know, the whoops. It froze you guys all up. Not me, apparently, but all of you froze up. Don't ask me that. Anyway, yeah, we'll be back in a minute. Going back on. I forgot I was over here. Everybody should be working. Joe's moving. Okay, I guess we're moving. It's everybody's just kind of like deadpan, you know, a little bit today. It's just been a little bit of a day. Like I can understand that, cause God, I was doing stuff today that got me tired. So
I invented a cult today.
That's wonderful.
I went to work.
We had someone at work. It's just a little bit of that. So, yeah, but you didn't have to go very far.
No,
I'm
from
unemployed.
my bed to my desk.
I had to
You like
go
roll
to
out
my
of
job, my physical job.
Yeah, but there's animals at your job.
I did see a great corgi today. That's true.
And if you did
Alright.
drugs, you can talk to them.
So we kind of figured out what's going on with Mads a little bit now. My big question comes down to a couple of things now. Time's going to pass again. Wu Sailor, you've gone a month into going to college. How long do you want to go to school here? How long are you guys going to spend going here?
I think we had talked about 6 months.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Like a full semester.
It'll give us
Yeah, like
time to also like complete the house
Mm-hmm.
and possibly investigate anything else we want to look at in the house.
Figure out what to do with the witch.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I don't know if we investigated all the buildings on the ground.
There are only 2 buildings that I don't have written down what's in them. That's because I haven't worked on those 2, and those are the 2 wings. But I'm going to tell you the 2 wings are pretty much just like house extensions with nothing dangerous or crazy in them, and you will be able to investigate them fully. I just haven't put them together. So like I will have to like write those up. Like if you want to look at like I can show you all.
Can we buy some sheep for our lawn care?
Sure.
Or tortoises.
See, like I can show you that I like finished up the basement here.
The tortoises will eat the goats.
And you know then we can go back to the grounds, and you can check the manor rooms chart. It is fully there. It's like I've got everything written down on it except for the wings. And the locked rooms, you don't know what's in them, of course.
And that's fine.
Well, in 6 months, do we want to investigate them?
No. Out of sight, out of mind.
I'm curious about them.
I don't want anyone to get possessed again, but go off, I guess.
It's completely up to you if you want to investigate some during that time period.
I mean, some of the rooms may be useful.
It could also be dangerous.
If you
We
run-
are adventurers.
if you set
Yeah,
up
but we've had enough near-death encounters. No?
maybe, but some combat could be fun.
True.
Oh, that was a thing I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
Combat
No, Kazzrann would propose sparring.
against each other?
Yeah, so we could like keep our combat skills up.
You can do that,
You
definitely.
have rooms in the basement.
Yeah, there's a training room in the one basement that you can definitely use to do some sparring.
Yeah.
I would be down.
Hey, we could go. You and I could fence.
Yeah.
When did you learn how to use a rapier?
I've
Hold on.
always had one. I just never use it.
Okay, that explains everything, because like I knew you had like magic, but I didn't know what your weapon was.
Yeah, I have a rapier and a short bow as well.
Oh, that's sick. I'd be down.
On guard.
We could see how many of us it takes to take down Carrie.
You got a 23?
Mm-hmm.
How do I roll this?
Just roll an attack and see how well you do. We'll just use one attack to see how well you do, kind of thing. He rolled a 23. I mean, that was a
I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember anything about combat because that's
Just
all
click
Click
where
on
it says
your
rapier on your
rapier
character
attack.
sheet.
Yeah. This is
Oh.
certainly a game where it doesn't come up as much. Okay.
We have a +9.
How do you only have a +3? That's not correct.
I don't.
Yeah,
think
that
you've
can't be right.
upgraded Your rapier.
Was I supposed to? I don't know these things.
Let me check your rapier to see how well it's entered.
What's your dex?
My dex is 16.
You don't have your proficiency added on.
Proficient.
Oh, so I get 4 more.
And how much damage does it do?
1d8 plus dex.
Okay, yeah. Damage, not a d20. 1d8 plus dex.
Yeah, like my rapier does a d8 plus 5.
My thing is like an ancient family heirloom.
My firebolt does 2d8 and 1d8.
Well, my dex
Or
is
sorry, 2d10 and 1d8.
Let's
My
see
dex
if
is
that's
also
correct
20.
then.
There we go.
Yeah, that looks correct then.
Cool.
Now you have +7.
All right, I'll take it.
Yeah. So
I figured it was really low.
Yeah.
was
I-
indeed very low.
I get +9 because I have a dex of 20.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Mm-hmm. Well, Maxwell, you focused more on charisma anyway.
that's true. Dex is like a secondary thing.
Yeah. For the roguish type character, it was a primary.
Charisma is my secondary. I have a 16 in charisma.
But regardless, you'll spend some time sparring, training yourselves, going to school, learning, bonding with your various roommates. Alatar will, I guess, claim a room just to be like, I have a place I can hang out now and not bother people if it is the middle of the night when they are sleeping.
Instead of just standing over Kaz staring at him.
Yes. I'll have to give him
Like
a room.
Max likes to do at times.
No.
You stare over me while I'm sleeping?
No, he stares over me normally.
Oh, that's
Well,
fine.
Yeah, it's
While I'm meditating in my non-moving state.
it's how we bond, you know.
But the thing is, I'm still awake. It's just my eyes are closed. It's like, dude, seriously, stop staring at me.
There's some things that I'm going to say we're going to kind of push over here. Like, the basic idea of schooling, bonding with it, like, you'll definitely have some times of going and like, hanging out with Slarthel God damn it, I'm never going to say it.
Slithnacarthrelkink.
Kink. Showing up at the house and being like out back, like for a study group or something.
Yeah.
In the ocean, out back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, we have a dock.
Yeah, you do have a dock.
We've got a boathouse.
Yeah.
Like, what I want is if there's anything you're doing with any place on your house, I want you to define that during the next week. Basically, come up with like a list of anything you're particularly like working on, setting up, stuff like that. Anything you're
like
altering.
Small boat.
That's
I'd
something
like
that-
to rent out some of these rooms for money.
Do you want some housemates?
Well, we can put them in the extra wings.
Yeah, we got these extra wings, and that way they don't have to know about our many, many secrets that could possibly get us killed.
The extra wings aren't really normally made for people, for people staying in them, I think, probably. The guest rooms are in the main house, but, sure, you could probably convert one of the rooms into, like, rooms for someone to stay at the wings.
Well, can we like buy a bed or anything? Because I got money, man. I got 1,000 gold.
Yes, you can. That's not a problem. I'm not saying it's not a problem that you could spend money to try to make money if you want to have people staying at the house with you. But I'm going to have them make checks to, like, not notice your horrible amount of secrets that they might get curious about.
Like the fact that you're undead.
Wow, that's fine. That's average compared to everything else in here.
I mean, do you hide that all the time?
I mean, I got my mask on when there's others around with the human one.
I didn't know if you were completely hiding that at college or not.
Nah, I'm definitely hiding that.
we're gonna kind of like gloss over the basics of the classes, though, you know, and you know, we can say that each of you, you know, you bond with various people that you meet, kind of learn about. I'll just say, like, I might bring forth NPCs if I need to at some point in time. Insert cast of characters that might be useful that currently is not.
Okay.
Maybe I'll get a traveling buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the only one who doesn't have one, right?
I will need to know from you. Another thing that I would want to know is if you had 6 months of times, any continued activities you'd want to do during that 6 months of personal nature. That's something I need to know. So fixing, I'm going to kind of, why don't we come up with like a kind of note of some things that I need to know, so I can kind of like go through them all, because there's a couple of scenes I want to do with you guys here of some things that are happening, but I'm going to create this handout that's going to be in all players' journals, edited by everyone, and we're going to call it Plans for School. And then I'm going to put 2 sections in it. We're going to put the house plans, couple spaces, and personal plans. If there's a personal plan that it would be you don't want other people to know about, send it to me directly. If it's something that you don't matter about other people knowing about, put it in this thing here. So we got plans for school, established as something all of you can check out and edit. That's something that I want you to do. So there's a
term again?
What?
You spelled school with an extra O.
I did. I did. School.
Is this for each of us individually?
You all can share that. It is
so we can all see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a group
If
document.
there's something that we personally want to do that we don't want others to know, he said just to directly message him.
Mm-hmm.
What's the bird's name again?
Sarya.
Sorry.
Sarya.
Because actually I want to try to spend some time with the bird since it knows about our powers and see if I can actually learn it and continue to learn it.
Good call. Spending time with the bird.
I will say, I don't think multiple people can edit the document like at a time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
so one of
I
you
just
is-
finished on my end.
Okay. Yeah.
A musical master at the
You ever see that movie School of Rock with Jack Black? That's gonna be
That's
me.
the best fucking movie ever made.
That's absolutely me.
All right. So I'm just saying, like, think about that because again, technically speaking, I'm giving you guys until next week for like a lot of those plans there. So this is the stuff that I'm kind of trying to like push off to a little side here. Once you're done at school, I will also need to know what the plan is for next. But we can talk about that kind of after all this stuff and let you guys discuss that in game. So
I have one short question about that.
Sure.
Does it have to be detailed or can it be vague?
The thing is, what I'm thinking about doing is once we're done resolving all like the kind of school stuff that's going to be going on here, and it's kind of that 6 month period is kind of getting to the end of it, I'm sure all of you would have some kind of meeting and discuss what your next plan would be. Are you going to stay more? Are you going to go somewhere? What's going on? You know? And we can have that scene. But I'm thinking we'll have that scene next week.
Okay.
Because like what I'm going to do now is like I'm trying to like spend a little bit of time since we've had a lot of nice scenes today as kind of like I don't want to bog us down with 6 months of schooling. Basically, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, it's a long time, so that's why I'm trying to like fast track a little bit for you. So there are certain things like Kaz ends up being like you were going to be helping out someone. Remember? You'll be like
Is
led
that a
to.
thing?
Yes, it was because you were studying. I forget the reason why, but the man you had seen in the ocean, in Talaria Under the Sea and stuff, got you on as a basically like TA. Remember I mentioned that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking TA. That's right. I'm the craziest goddamn TA these fuckers have ever seen.
Anyway, that man will effectively like we've been very sparse. He always seems to be like researching or working on stuff or reading something. You'll notice that like he has his own kind of private area in one of the towers that is kind of out of the way. So of course, no other student really has a reason to go there unless you're going to go see him, which no one goes to see him. Like, that's something you'll notice is you're sent out to, like, get books from the library, to, like, give letters to other teachers, things like that. Yeah, it's kind of strange. Like, you're used, but, like, the man just kind of does whatever he's doing.
Alright.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. That is very interesting.
There is one conversation that he will have. At one point in time, he seems to be reading, and, like, he just has you kind of, like, basically, like, copying over some notes from one page to another. Something, you know, some kind of busy work almost that seems to be, like, he's like, I need you to copy over these notes and then take a copy of these notes to this professor. I would like their opinion on this matter, but I do not want to send over the original for my theories here. It seems to be just a basic magical theory on the manipulation of hydrodynamics of specific types of water spells and creating alterations within that hydrodynamics through minute uses of spell casting, such as alteration of the somatic components or slight alterations of the verbal components.
Alright.
You know. And as you're kind of working there, he will ask you, I do wonder, why did you replace your body parts?
The lungs, specifically? Why
Yes.
did I replace them?
Yes.
Well, as you might be aware, I'm part of somewhat like a kind of an adventuring group. And I'm also well aware that I am, without question, going to be the shortest lived of all of them. I am a goblin. We're lucky if we, you know, make it to like 50. That's a very old goblin. And, well, I just think that there's going to be so much that's going to happen after I've died, so I want to be there to experience as much as possible. And I recognize eventually my body will start failing, and if I can do anything to prolong that, that's what I'm going to try. I know I'm not going to live forever, probably. So I'm going to try to stretch things. And the lungs were the first, because, well, I lived on a volcano for a good portion of my life, and that does some terrible things to your lungs. So while I was capable, I felt they could be better. In addition, it allowed me to turn a bag of holding into effectively a workspace that I can work in indefinitely.
Creating
So, you know.
creating dimensional pockets is a very rarity. Fascinating that you managed to manipulate one.
I mean, I could share my notes with you. Design specs, they're more closely related to than notes, but...
That would be acceptable. I do have another question for you. Whence the end?
What do you mean?
You talk about extending your life. And obviously you're doing something that would cause that. What's the end?
If I'm being honest, I have no idea. I don't know when the end will come. I mean, do any of us know when we're going to die? I bet there are some people who know when they're going to die. Not me. I don't know when I'm going to die. I'm just going to try and make sure it's as far in the future as I can make it. I don't fully intend on, you know, like, a full conversion. I used to. I used to intend on the full conversion. But I don't know if that would still be me.
So you no longer seek what would be effective immortality?
No. I did at one point. I will confess I did at one point, but I don't think it's a good idea anymore.
Then, how much time is enough? Have you thought of that?
Why do you ask?
A curiosity.
Huh. How much time is enough? That's a good question. If I am to be honest, I'm not sure. I feel like it's just something that I'll know. Like one day I'll be ready to die. I am not yet ready to die. I have no intention of dying anytime soon. But eventually, I'm sure, I'll be ready to die. When that day comes, I will stop all improvements and accept the inevitable. My hope is that it's not for several decades.
What if there is not enough time? Would you keep going?
I would keep going.
Even if it would drive you to that point in time where you weren't planning for. Even if it needs to drive you to that point in time.
These are all very heavy questions.
Well, let me put it this way. I've had a number of conversations with very long-lived creatures, and a few conversations with beings that could be considered even immortal, in some form or another. And you're a very short-lived creature, seeking something close to that, and taking a route that I've not seen anyone directly do. So it's a curiosity of mine.
From what I can tell, when someone becomes immortal, it is very rarely by intention. Generally, it is some sort of magical fluke, a weird event, very rarely by their own hand. I know what I'm good at, so I'm working with what I've got. I can't rely on the fluke, but I can rely on my machinations.
There are some very direct ways to become immortal. Granted, not the same kind of immortality that you'd like. Yours, conversion to machine. Interesting one. There are those that have oftentimes sought undeath, necromancers that themselves become undead in order to claim immortality of some sort. They're not quite alive, but they're still around, in memoriam.
I'm not good at necromancy. Effectively, that's what it boils down to. That might be a possible way to go about it, but it's not my way. And I don't want to have to rely on the magics of someone else. I will work on what I personally can do.
Interesting. Please finish those notes. I'll have something else for you to do once you are done delivering that. You don't have to wait for a response. I'll expect it to be in a few days.
Understood.
Some other major things that will happen is it seems though that Radiant will spend a lot of time not at the house. You're not sure what she's up to, but she's going to come back here and there. But there will actually be a few weeks that she's just going to be not coming home. We can talk about what people get for Saria helping you out. Anybody that works with the bird. We'll talk about that. We'll kind of put that on the plans section. To kind of like go over everybody that's working for that. About 4 months in, Latula's going to actually say, like, Maxwell, I would like to spend some time in town. Just the two of us.
I am okay with that.
So, she's going to actually take you out to, like, a fairly, like, nice place to eat. Like, a little, like, kind of cafe kind of places where a lot of the wizard folks from the school go to get. So it's not the place they get drunk. It's the place they get, like, a little meal and maybe, like, some tea or something. That, you know, it's serving wizards. So it's a town that's right outside the college. They know who they're serving, you know. They're not getting all, like, they do have that bar for, like, a couple of the rowdy nights. But it's a very nice, kind of more, like, quaint place. And she's going to kind of, like, drink some tea and like, kind of going to turn towards you. It's like, I've been taking a bunch of classes and doing a bunch of research for myself, and I have been looking into some things. And there's a couple things that have been weighing on my mind, because I originally started this journey to kind of see a bit of the land, but I've ended up going to school now. Granted, I've seen some of the land with you, and with the others, and that's been very good. And I've been communing with my goddess a little bit. So here's the thing. I think I know a way to make you mortal again.
Please elaborate?
It took a couple of months of working through it because I had to actually call upon some connections back in the Empire for certain materials that I needed specific permission from the Emperor to receive. Or I could have technically gotten some permission from some important figureheads, but I know through you I had the connections to the Emperor, so I figured he might listen a lot more than some of the actual political figures. And he still has enough power to allow some, at least copies of it, and especially since it's being kept here in Talaria. And there is an information exchange with Talaria, and a lot of other groups. But anyway, it was some old stories that when I was researching them I learned about. It tells of a tale of a old emperor of the empire, and his wife was struck down and then raised as an undead by a necromancer to try to assassinate him. The story is a little vague, but from what I can tell, he gave prayers to the moon goddess, and she granted him a pearl. I don't know if it's an actual pearl or not, but according to the story, a pearl which not only purified his wife, but brought her back.
Really? This sounds very fantastical, to say the least.
The thing about a lot of our tales is that there is truth in a lot of them. There's also embellishment. A lot of the ones that could be considered newer are, of course, a lot easier to understand what the truth is. Some of the older ones, it's really hard to. And that's why I didn't want to take it at face value, and I did more research. I discovered that there is a location, or there was a location, in the capital of the old empire. A temple that was known to be the Pearl of the Moon. And it said that miracles and the voice of the goddess could be heard there. I think that something that could save you would be there. Or at least help you a lot. The problem with that is it's not only underwater, it's off the coast of Sprazda. And it might be overrun with hominids.
What are those?
Terrible lobster creatures.
Oh, the better to shish kebab them with my rapier.
Well, they are, like, 7-8 foot long. They are also intelligent and found merfolk flesh to be a particular delicacy.
So what you're saying is I'm going to need a magic spear with which to shish kebab them.
I'm just saying it's going to be very dangerous if we wanted to go there. Now, I realize that Kaz has some experience going to Sprazda. The continent has been lost for some time, and the Empire, I'm not sure if you're aware of, was originally driven from there by the Hamrids when we settled into the area we are now. Some people know of that, but not everyone. It's not like it's a hidden history that we are rebuilt in this area. We are proud of the fact that we survived something terrible, and Sprazda has been a lost continent for some time now.
This sounds like it would be quite the voyage for this.
It would be dangerous, and we'd have to figure out a way to go underwater. Now, I do have some magic that might be able to help me, and the rest of us, because of my training now with my goddess, but the thing is, if we're going to do this, I want to do it before we do anything else crazy. Because we've been doing a lot of crazy things and ending up in a lot of crazy circumstances, and I know that a lot of us have some kind of enemies out there. I'm part of that now, because I'm with you. And I don't want to regret anything. And I want it to be that we can be together while we both still, well, live in a way. What I guess I'm saying is, if we do this, would you want to be with me until we part again from this life?
Maxwell seems a little flustered. So hold on, time out, because I need like a dungeon master interjection. Is this like she won't be with Maxwell unless I commit to this plan, or?
Not really. It's more that she wants to do this plan because she knows it's kind of been a goal of yours to like, because you kind of want to have life again and experience life and probably just pass away naturally. I'm assuming that's kind of what your character's kind of put out there. So she's looked She's kind of looked into that for you and said, like, here's a way that we can do it. Also, you want to be with me then.
Right. So there was kind of like another route that I know you kind of mentioned before regarding this, with the whole like Radiant pushing Urborg and like finding answers there, which I don't know if that was relevant to the revivification thing, but
possibly. I said that was a possibility. That's basically another option. But this is like, she has an old story, and she did some research to see that there is some kind of kernel of truth to it. She's giving you like a location to go to investigate, to try to find that out. The other possibility is maybe using Phyrexian research in Urborg, because that's where you were created. But that, you're not sure about that either.
So it's a telltale choice. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it is, but doing one doesn't necessarily lock out the other.
Yes.
Oh,
she wanted to go to this one before doing something like Urborg.
Right.
I'd say yeah.
I mean, are you guys down with it? Because like this seems like a big quest, and I
Fuck
assume
yeah,
this is
dude.
the party.
Nautical adventures.
Mm-hmm.
Sign me up.
Okay.
I would be honored, Latula. You've been one of the best friends and traveling companions I could have ever asked for, and I'd be honored to be part of your life in that manner. And I tip my hat.
Then I hope to arrange some kind of ceremony before we leave. I'll get everything together. Just, I know that we wanted to at least go through some schooling for a while, and when we talk about it and figure out when everything is, I'll arrange for everything. Oh, you know, Claude. I'm sorry, you know, God, I brain farted there. You know, Maxwell, I didn't think I'd ever find anybody that would be as kind and loving as you have been to me. I'm very different than my kin. I have like a savage, deep-sea merfolk blood in me or something like that. Something that's not the normal kin of my species. And it always made me fearful of others. I mean, even now, in this place that's very understanding, I still am savage. You oftentimes can hide yourself, but since Claude, Kaz, I mean, Carrie's been the one that's been the most inspiring for me because she just doesn't hide it either. I've always worried about it. I've just been... I mean, even though you wanted life, you still stand out in your own way. And you don't care that you stand out in your own way. It's different. You can look like them, but you aren't them, and you're proud of it. If you know what I mean.
I do. I'm still me on the inside, you know?
Yes.
And I, oh, man, I'm like really struggling because like I want to make this a cool one-liner, but I can't think of anything. So it's like, oh fuck, like what do I say?
Be yourself, bro.
Oh my god.
Look, witty one-liners are great and all, but this isn't a Marvel movie. You can just say whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, that's fair. Latula, you're amazing, and I wouldn't have you any other way.
Fucking there you go!
It was a very good line. But we'll end it there. Where, effectively, we're having a merfolk on skeleton wedding.
Congrats, you've become engaged.
What a power fantasy.
Who's officiating?
I don't know yet. Who do you got?
Radiant.
No.
So she wants to get married, like, just before this we go?
Yeah.
She's been worried because, remember, like, you guys are in a very downtime, but you go through a lot of dangerous things, and...
Yeah, that's true. We're probably gonna get fucked up somewhere along the line.
That's why she wants to get married before it gets too dangerous, before something happens.
Radiant could Kaz could officiate, technically.
You know someone that could
anticipating
officiate,
a party member
technically.
death at some point.
Radiant is an angel.
No. Radiant could officiate, but you know who could have also officiate, who is technically also a follower of the moon goddess.
Yeah.
A certain Kraken.
Slit the car through king!
Oh my fucking god. Anyone but I'll get Radiant. I trust her the most.
You'd start a kinky marriage?
It's just...
the car through king is a major bro.
Do we have concept art for Latula?
Yes. Show it to players. That should pop up. Does it pop up?
Oh, where is this? On Roll20?
In Roll20.
It did not pop up for me.
I don't see anything.
No.
Can you put it in the DM? Or
I'd have to do that after the entire thing. Let me see.
Did you give us view permissions?
I'll give you some view permissions. There you go.
Latula Doolin.
Yep, there we go.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
Solid.
This is not the image I was expecting.
She is very, like, deep-sea fish kind of merfolk. I said that.
Semi-bestial.
Yeah, she's kind of bestial. She's got fanged mouth, you know. I kind of described that, kind of clawed hands.
You didn't... You left a lot of details out, my guy.
I think you did fail to mention the spikes.
Yeah.
The spikes are probably not there. This is the best picture, the closest to this one, and I went, oh, I kind of exited to, like, see the image a little better.
God, what's the name of this thing? Hold on. There's an SMT monster that looked just like this thing. Oh, it was called Naga.
Now it's a snake person.
Yeah, that's a snake person.
Well, it still looks very reminiscent of this.
A little bit, yeah. Except Latula does currently have legs.
She does have legs, so that makes it better. I was scared that the serpentine thing would tear me to death.
I mean, that's if she's hanging around the water with you, then the serpentine thing might tear you to death. I mean, she's very lithe and again, like,
you're making me regret my choice.
I mean, she's like, that doesn't show it very much, but she's technically supposed to be hot because she's charisma based stuff, you know. And things
Okay,
like that.
okay, good.
It's just like you mind your merfolk being a little savage, your sexy merfolk wife being a little savage.
Because, like, this isn't, like, the kind of image that I'm like, oh, this is kind of...
Build him limbs out of metal. If he does... Hey, we're live!
We're live.
So my stream died just for the outro.
Although, Bryson, Kenny Man just popped in my head. Well, how does one ush?
There's a way.
So, yeah. We're about weddings and some other things next time. But we're kind of going to try to, like, probably move into this, like, next part here. Because I think, like, as you've kind of seen, all signs point to Urborg.
Yes.
And Urborg is going to be, like, a major plot thing. So I wanted to, like, kind of resolve, like, if you guys are going to go to this trip here... Like, this is the major, like, side plot for any of your characters right now. Because Urborg, that's Carrie, her side plot, but it's also main quest stuff. Same with Kazzrann. Claud, maybe a little bit of both. Claud has kind of his own plans. Maxwell's entire thing is the only one that maybe was Urborg. Maybe. So.
Is Urborg, like, the point of no return?
Not necessarily, but
okay.
I'm going to put it this way. When you go there, you will begin the major quest line for sure.
That's right. We've all been in the tutorial up until this point.
You've been it's not a tutorial. You've been in like
side quest.
No. You've been on like chapters 1 and 2, which are kind of like the get to know your characters. You know, you have a fun time, kind of going. And then chapter 3 is that shit hits the fan chapter, where you know, like then there's the call to the heroes kind of thing. Like chapter 1 was like everything up until you got to Aronia, and then chapter 2 is Aronia because that was a massive trip across a continent. Anyway, let's do outros and see how everybody's doing. Mads, we'll start with you as usual for outros.
I am here and very fucking tired. That's it.
Okay. Kaz.
Hi everybody, I'm Fish Harlan. This week you can find me getting bitten by as many radioactive animals as possible. Goal 1, superpowers. Goal 2, only minimal radiation poisoning.
Important goals. And of course, Lee.
Hey guys, I'm just Lee Belmont, your noble vampire hunter. I also stream. I do a whole lot of speed runs, and I run too many games for my own good.
And Joe.
I'm Joe. You'll find me here on the channel. Unfortunately, Saturdays I am taking a hiatus for personal family reasons for the future right now. But Mads, Tantus, and I should be possibly seeing people next week for some Star Trek stuff.
Yeah.
With our friend Funny.
Yeah, Josh's things. Yeah.
The unfunny one on Twitch.
What day is that?
Tuesdays.
Yeah.
8 to midnight Eastern.
8 to midnight Eastern. We're gonna be our own Star Trek crew. I'm the Doctor. I'm a Gorn.
You're the Doctor?
I'm a Gorn and I'm a Doctor.
Doctor.
You're Doctor Who?
No, I'm Dr. Scalykind.
I'm a Benzite science officer.
That seems like logical. That seems normal. And what we have, like, a Beta Z is Beta Z security and...
Yes, I am Betazoid security officer.
I can vibe with it.
And what's our Ryzian? Engineer or what? I can't remember.
No, Ryzian was command.
Yeah, command.
Command. Yeah, Rising Command.
She's the talkie-talkie.
Look, I can do a little bit of talkie-talkie. I can do a lot of security and even more medicine. Because I have a maximum medicine and a security of 4.
I can fight a bar fight.
Yeah, I got max science and I have then engineering of 4.
And
so
all I can say is,
I'm like the secondary engineer.
hey, look,
but I did create
can
my
tape a
secondary
warp
character.
core together. That's what I know how to do.
Look,
I can tape a warp core together.
if I ever have to roll science or con, I can just use my special ability. I'm a doctor, not a... And just use my medicine for either con or science. I'm like, how does this relate to medicine? Yeah, for myself, Tantanara Dracovin. Yeah, I've just been busy the last couple of days, but I should be doing some gaming stream. I think I'll probably do a little bit more Stardew. I'm trying to get perfection. That's going to be my end of Stardew. I'm actually pretty close to it, relatively speaking. So a couple more sessions and I might get it. Because honestly, the big thing I have to afford is that like $10 million clock, and I have 1.5 million right now. Stupid clock. It's expensive as all hell. Once I buy that, then I will win the game. I win it all. And as for more RPG stuff, I'm going to try to get a guest host for the next couple of weeks, or a couple different guest hosts for discussing tabletop, so I'm going to see what I can do for 2 p.m. Saturdays. There's Records of Evil, Mondays 1 p.m. That's a D&D game also. Lawful Evil set in a future version of Faerun. And Children of Rath, Legacies of Kain, the Vampire the Masquerade game on Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Hopefully check that one out too. And then of course this show every 8 o'clock on Thursdays. Pretty good to go. So, and of course, as other people said, the next big show I'm going to be online as a player. It's going to be on the Unfunny Ones channel. I think it's just Unfunny One on Twitch.
It is the Unfunny One, I believe.
Yes, the Unfunny.
Oh no, it is not. I was wrong.
It's just Unfunny One. Because I think
it's just Unfunny One.
He's streaming right now, I believe. I think he's doing more My Time at Portia, which is a really good game.
He's doing more Portia.
I gotta get back to that because I know I can do all the new stuff they added, even though even from the end game stuff. So I want to kind of do all that stuff, but I have no idea how to play anymore. So it's like, I
literally jump back in just to do the new shit.
I kind of want to do that on stream because I played through it all on stream, and I kind of want to do that just to do the new shit and jump back in. Man, but anyway. Thanks all for joining us today. Sorry about some of the technical issues. Hopefully we'll be on not having those next week. And hopefully, you'll join us for maybe the wedding, maybe some other stuff that's related to college. Who knows what's going to happen next week. But there's a wedding coming up and there's some crazy college antics still to come before they head off to their next adventure. So until then, farewell, folks. Farewell, farewell, farewell. Goodbye.
Why?